Mexico's largest tournaments. I think this was bound to happen. Better in doubles, I suppose, than singles, but obviously, who knows what tomorrow and the day after will hold for us. Let's get into this set.
And we see Leo, right, pulling out of his deep pockets the Aegis once again. A character we've seen less and less in singles as of late from him. But here in doubles, well, a character who has as flexible a recovery as Rob allows you to really help save Aegis a fair amount, right? Allows you to give them a little bit of extra oomph in that disadvantage. Really take full advantage of the neutral, of the advantage state that this character has to offer, especially against Game & Watch, where, well, Aegis is one of their worst matchups.
Yeah, this is already looking pretty tough since Meister lost a very, very early stock. Obviously, Skyjay at any point could take a quick stock with a, ledge Alolan Whip, or some revenge on deck, or even possibly after a stock reset looking into like a down throw up air cross chop for an early kill. There's a lot of opportunity here for turnaround, and obviously Judge is something that you can't count out at any given time, but it doesn't look like they might need it too much here, as Leo has already lost a stock.
Utilizing the forward throw invulnerability there, right, to allow that Pyra F smash just to swing on through, close out the stock. One of the most disgusting things you'll see 7 Ways to Sunday, as now MkBigBoss carries on, trying to find the edge guard on Skyjay, who's able to find his way back, reverse the ledge trap, and keep things going. Right, we talk a lot about Skyjay being kind of a hero character, like a hero player for this character, showing you a character that's not necessarily high tier and ultimate, really getting consistent results. But in doubles, it's a different story, where much like VGC, like Incineroar is one of the best support characters in the game, and you see why there. He's got kill power for days, active grabs, revenge is so incredibly strong, and this character just does it all. MkBigBoss and Leo's work is cut out for them, but they are getting started fast. Meister trying to get them off his teammate and able to do so, but Foresight gonna keep Skyjay in a world of trouble, stuck at this ledge. He can't get away from MkLeo, and just like that, the up smash, my friend, gonna close it out.
Yeah, and just, without us even blinking so much, Skyjay is already out. Meister on their last stock, and there's still 3 stocks on the side of Leo and MkBigBoss. So this is a huge uphill battle from Meister. I know we've seen it something like this before, but I don't know how you're going to make this work. You got Leo sitting in the back on this ledge trap situation. Oh, they went for some sort of combo there, but I guess a little bit of miscommunication. But one of them is going to be standing in the back, one's going to be standing in the front for the ledge trap, and one's going to be covering the other option. So obviously they're just going to throw out aerials and options until one of them takes out Meister, and not a lot of trouble they're going to have doing
and
so.
That grab, the down throw, the very long animation there on the drill in this stage, going to give MkBigBoss a huge amount of throw invulnerability, and because, well, the character getting grabbed, not invulnerable during the throw, plenty of time for Leo to set up that swing and a kill to close out game number 1. We saw a lot of back and forth in the early parts of that set, but at the end of the day, Kevin, it really just came down to the fact that Incineroar's recovery, not that great. Right, Rob was able to get some edge guards early and frequently find beautiful pressure situations, which then Leo with Mithra was able to just clean up with incredible frame data disjoints and speed that characters that slow and Incineroar unfortunately just can't quite contest with. We saw this all the way back at Collision, right, when Skyjay played Sonics, but here once again it's just going to be a little bit of a speed difference. Can they clean it up? Can Meister find that difference he needs? And what is going to be their answer to this sword? Because right now that Leo's Aegis has really been the thing that neither Skyjay or Meister have had an answer to.
I think this was a clear choice for Meister and Skyjay to take Town and City if it was going to be open. When you have Leo and MkBigBoss using combos on Aegis and Rob to kill you off the top, it could be anything from down throw into up tilt into up air from Rob, or a down air into an up smash from Pyra Mithra on the side of MkLeo. There's a lot of ways to kill off of the top, but off of the side, it comes more off of the idea of hard reads if you're Leo and MkBigBoss. However, Skyjay obviously has a huge benefit of having these narrow walls on Town and City with a Alolan Whip going to be killing incredibly early. However, that's going to require them to get stage advantage, get back to the center, and force them to make bad decisions if they wanted a chance to even hit an Alolan Whip, let alone let Meister get back into the game, and already stocked on for Skyjay.
Don't forget that this Pyra can kill off the side like nobody's business. Picking both stocks early and frequent, those extended side platforms that are over the ledge, allowing Leo's Aegis to go out for a rare edge guard, but beautiful spacing from Skyjay to close that one out. This stage in singles, one of Incineroar's best stages, as you mentioned. Game & Watch finds a lot here off edge guards. That being said, Rob also gets a lot from this stage. Some very early kills could come if we see BigBoss not on the front of the blast zone, not getting that screen KO, but maybe if he finds a gyro combo instead. However, right now, it's just a full-on scrap. These two have not had a chance to set up. Both teams just giving them each other beautiful juggles over and over and over, and that's the first real 2v1 we've seen, as Meister already going down to his last stock, and Leo and BigBoss trying to make quick work of this set.
Yeah, Skyjay didn't want to get involved in that one too early at high percentages, since you might just get AoE killed on accident. So, you know, letting Meister lose the stock, resetting neutral is probably the best decision for them there. They're getting stage advantage here and keeping Leo and BigBoss up in the air. However, they found their way back down really quickly, and Skyjay's stock just got taken back. This is a full stock down on both the side of Meister and Skyjay, and they've got to make some sort of return happen quickly, and I think it comes at the idea of isolating fights. Don't let BigBoss and Leo get back together as best as you can. Keep them separated.
That being said, we've seen Leo just go in, right, as that striker, getting scrapped. We finally see him lose his stock there, but BigBoss has done such a good job having his back, right, getting him out of these situations, playing doing exactly what you want out of a support, right, giving that glass cannon the room to work, but covering their weaknesses. And so they haven't been able to isolate Leo. They haven't been able to get him off stage in those opportunities for ledge traps. And just like that, it's gonna be Skyjay trying to fight the 2v1, barely getting his first hit on these two players' last stocks, getting something started. This could be huge if he's able to find the Alolan Whip, but instead of having to just reset to get back to stage because the ledge trap is there to boot, and he can't get away from Leo, it's gonna be a quick 2-0. They've got one more game back against the wall here on winner's side, and Kevin, loser side of bracket, there aren't slouches down there either, right? The loser of this set is moving on to play the winner of Cloudy and Javi and Ken and Gap. You know, 4 names, if you watch Mexican Smash, if you watch Japanese Smash, you know very well. Getting sent down to losers here, even in doubles, is an absolute nightmare. And Meister and Skyjay are looking to desperately trying to find a way to stave that off. Maybe get a 2v1 here started on Rob, utilizing that big body, but not quite able to get too much started.
Yeah, you could have seen at the very end of last set, it's obvious that Incineroar is a better support than a 1v2 player. Oh my goodness! But BigBoss taking out Skyjay so early, making Incineroar look like a light character, and that's also the gamble that you have going back to Town and City. Yes, you might have some Alolan Whip early kills, but Arm Rotor's going to do the job just as well early on. So how do we come back in this? What's the adaptation if you're Meister and Skyjay?
And once again, we see just the attempts, right, to maybe break up this beautiful back-to-back play. They're switching off so well, so fluidly, always having each other's backs between striker and support, but able to get that early stock off on BigBoss, that could be the break they've needed. They've struggled to do that in the first 2 games of the set, but are able to maybe find some openings now. But, you know, the character in Aegis that you would expect to see be only the striker, Leo's been able to play support with fairly well in turn, and BigBoss able to clean up these stocks just like that. I'm sorry, Skyjay's already on his last stock. As is BigBoss?
Yeah.
Are we about to see?
That was an early stock on Skyjay. I mean, I was a little bit uncharacteristic. Skyjay's really good at isolating the ideas of what's happening on the screen at any given time, but got DI mixed a little bit on that kill, and so the up air from BigBoss was going to take that, and that's just a massive lead. Although BigBoss is on his last stock, Leo hasn't lost a single one, and I know that's going to come into play in about 2 minutes.
I was going to say, wouldn't be entirely surprised if we just saw this turn into a singles match at the end, as edge guards galore were looked for in the top left, or top right, sorry, but not able to find it. It's going to be, at the end of the day, Leo losing that stock, getting put off stage right away. They tried to find a quick, cheesy one, but not able to do it. Darkest Lariat, though, able to get that team combo pressure into an edge guard. The pressure's ongoing. A Alolan Whip even on the side, not gonna do it. Leo barely able to make his way back, and BigBoss somehow not able to save him as Skyjay closes it out. Beautiful stuff from him, and suddenly they've found a possible lead here for a second.
So many stocks have gone down, and BigBoss finally just went down. He was running for his life for the last minute of this game. Didn't get much higher than 130% for the last minute, but luckily they were able to close out the stock, and now Meister and Skyjay are in a 2v1 situation. Who would have thought that after the start of this game, this is where we would be at now? Now, of course, Leo is fighting back for his life, but when you Alolan Whip your teammate, I mean, you're not in a great spot.
My friend, we were talking earlier about how there's few players in the world I would want more than Spargo in a 2v1 situation in doubles. Well, if you were wondering who I'd want more, the answer is this guy. MkLeo, former best player in the world, still top 10, but if you think he's gone anywhere, well, I got some news for you. This man's still the single best doubles player in the world, trying to find a route back. But unfortunately, the pressure from Meister was just too much. Leo tried to fade back there with that double jump, give himself some more space, but Meister full extended the pressure on that back air, and it forced Leo to just go a tad too far away from stage. Beautiful recognition, not just of hitboxes, but of the space your body occupies. Right?
I love the way that that set ended. It was fantastic because just as Skyjay was about to go die, the wrestler was about to be off the screen, Meister gives Leo the chair. And who would have thought?
Hey man, listen, the heel turn is real. We have got the wrestling hero and the wrestling heel teamed up here to show you a tag team for the ages. Still down a game here as they try to force a game 5. And now, Kevin, something we have rarely seen yet this event. MkLeo and MkBigBoss having to find a counter pick.
Counter pick?
They 3-0 and 3-1 their way through the bracket.
Wow.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, this is the right choice. This is definitely the right choice. Obviously, not giving platform extensions to Game & Watch, and more importantly to Skyjay for easy recoveries on Incineroar. You basically just get to get stage advantage, and the second that you do, how are you getting back to stage with the advantage states of Pyra and Mythra? And of course, Rob, I have no idea.
Remember, in singles, this is one of Aegis' best stages. It's also one of Rob's best stages. Big blast zones mean your opponent, they're going to kill later. But you have a ton of kill power, so do your opponents, not that big of a factor, right? What you're really looking for is that, as you mentioned, it's going to be really easy to find the landing traps, keep this pressure going, and in theory, maybe find some early stocks because you can just rack up the damage, extend those advantage states. Now both players on red team trying to find their way back. The over-aggressive rotor arm, though, from BigBoss, going to take that chance and force them to have to find another one. The chair not going to do it either, but somehow it's going to be Meister and Skyjay finding pressure, reversing the situation, giving themselves one more chance, and trading out stocks here. One for Meister, one for BigBoss, but you got to get more of a lead than that if you want to take this team to the ropes.
Yeah, they're trying to hold stage advantage here. Unfortunate way to lose your stock there. I think obviously you could have made it back if you drifted a little bit closer, but going down the stock, and Skyjay is the one that can determine the tempo of this match. Having Rage and holding on the edge here, oh, that was fantastic to get that revenge there, but you've got to get back to stage if you want to make use of it. And a Alolan Whip could do some serious damage here, and damage it does. 60% already just after Leo got back to stage after losing that stock. Yes, Skyjay just lost the stock, but got a good amount of change back for it. It's going to be a matter of if they can hold that stage advantage, keep Aegis and Rob on the back foot long enough to make that worthwhile, because this is still anybody's game.
It absolutely is, my friend, and I really like the 1v1s you see BigBoss and Leo playing roughly a dash attacks with a partner, right? They're playing close enough that they still have room to back up, still have room to reposition without backing themselves into their opponents or into their teammates, but still are close enough where they can just pivot around, switch off, swap on these 2v1s as you just saw there, and what they're going to get for it is BigBoss cleaning up Skyjay's stock, but somehow Meister is going to get on over and find a way to even it up, trade it out once again, and he has been so good at forcing every stock Big Boss takes to also be one that Big Boss loses. Big Boss has not been able to find a single stock go his way without losing it back, and really that's been what's kept Meister and Skyjay in the set for just a minute. But hey man, one stock apiece, backs against the wall. What can they make happen here?
Yeah, this is getting a lot closer than Meister and Skyjay would have liked. They've got to take the stock off of Leo if they want a chance here, or if they can, focus on Big Boss's stock, because 145% on Pyra Mithra is not really that scary. All it's going to take is one read, and then you're going to be up an entire player. So what's the move here? I think the move is really just how do you reset neutral and hold your advantage here. They've got the stage advantage. The down smash from Game & Watch comes out, puts him on the back foot, and the dash attack, like you were saying, keeping that dash attack's distance is important because that took the stock off of Leo. Now it's focused back onto Big Boss, but it looks like they're really just trying to juggle Leo as long as they can. That might have been a mistake. Big Boss now has stage advantage over Skyjay.
That's gonna be it for Skyjay. No, somehow a route out of disadvantage, out of the juggle, and then back.
Oh my goodness, what a attack!
He was able to survive, but there's only so much the big cat can do. Gonna go out of their air. No one's business. The down air, though, almost gonna take the team kill and give Meister a way back into this. But even if you can take that stock from Big Boss, you'd still have to go with MkLeo, and he's not even gonna give him the chance as he finds the stock, closes it out with a 3-1. A valiant effort from the wrestling team, but unfortunately, my friend, it was just too much to handle. No platforms, or nowhere to go, and as valiant and creative as Skyjay's many routes out of disadvantage were, whether it was off stage back to the ledge or getting juggled, he just kept running out of resources. And Big Boss,
at the end of the day, Incineroar's disadvantage is just not it. And you have to deal with Rob and Aegis, who have two of the best advantage states in the game. I mean, it's going to be a tough situation, especially if they choose to focus on you.
And they were swapping off so well, too, that they were able to